there's a lot of guys in NASCAR that I can look at and be like, yeah, it makes sense why people don't like him. Denny, on the other hand, I don't understand. Like, I understand why like certain fan bases don't like him. And to be fair, a lot of those fan bases are large. Chase Elliott, a large group of fans. So they're going to be very vocal. Kyle Larson, same thing. So they're going to
fans.
Yeah, they're going to be very, very vocal when Denny wins because they're upset with the way he races those drivers. But like, if you're a Chris Buescher fan like me or a Brad Keselowski fan, or
they've had history.
Yeah, 10 years ago. If you aren't a Hendrick guy, I don't really see a reason why you would have a problem with Denny other than the fact he drives a Toyota. He doesn't say anything that's overly controversial. He doesn't race dirty. I mean, he races very hard for the win, but for the most part, during the race, he's not making mistakes. He's not running guys over. He's not blocking guys. He's not doing stupid shit. So, like, I just don't get why the majority of NASCAR fans don't like him. He's very open-minded. He's very forward-thinking. He says what he means, and he means what he says. He's a great listen. His podcast is very informative.
Not as good as this podcast.
No. I mean, second or fifth best podcast out there. I don't know, but he's one of those guys that you would think people would like, in my opinion. People like the guy that says what he means and means what he says. People like the guy that goes out there and races for wins. They don't like pushovers. They don't like guys that get out of the car and lie and insult your intelligence. People want what Denny does, and Denny gives it to him, and he gets backlash for it. I don't understand it. So yes, he is the villain, but I don't know why. I don't know why he is.
Yes, he's the villain, and I understand why he's starting to play to the crowd, man. That's how you become a villain. I mean, he's very condescending person. We talked about the Pocono incident and the incidents in the past. Like he'll say one thing and do the exact same thing. So that's why people don't really like Denny Hamlin nowadays. He's an owner. He drives a Toyota. He kind of does these snarky remarks to poke at certain fan bases. And that's what makes you a villain. I mean, Dale Earnhardt back in the day, he'd do that stuff. You either loved him or you hated him. And just a lot of times now, a lot of people just don't like Denny Hamlin because of his actions detrimental on and off the racetrack. So, and hey, that's good. I mean, Kyle Busch this year, he's not really been the villain this year since he's joined RCR. We need a villain in NASCAR. I'm not mad about it. Do I like him? Hell no, I don't like him. Go terrible towels.
Yes.
Yeah. So I understand why people don't like him. I don't like him, and it's good for the sport. Like, so you need a villain. Kyle Busch has kind of stepped out of that role, at least for this year so far. A lot of NASCAR fans grew up Chevy or Ford. That's who you loved, and you hated the other people that drove the other manufacturer. And Toyota kind of joined late in the game, back in the mid-2000s, right before NASCAR started to dip. And the fans that have stuck with NASCAR, like me, have kind of taken that wave and said, fuck Toyota. And that's just how it is. If you drive a Toyota, I'm not going to cheer for you. And I'm not the only one that says that, or not the only one that does that week in and week out when other people watch NASCAR. So it's just kind of a perfect combination. I say earlier on in his career, he was more of a likable driver. And then also he doesn't have a championship.
That has nothing to do with it.
I think it does. People like champions, and Denny Hamlin, they put Denny on this pedestal like he should have a championship, and he probably should have, but he doesn't. And the way he acts and the way he's kind of cocky sometimes in and out of the race car, then you go back and look at his stat. Hey, bro, how many championships you got? 0. It's different if he's doing it as a 3-time champion. It's a little different. Even with Kyle Busch, he's a 2-time champion. You can kind of do more of that type of stuff that Denny has done. If you got 2 or 3 rings to your
this is why nobody watches this podcast, because those shit takes.
Is that what it is?
That's awful.
How is that terrible?
It has nothing to do with his championships or not. None.
If you told me a lawyer that has won a lot of mini cases but never won the big case, and then you got another guy, but they talk the same way. Oh, I'm the best at the game. I'm the best. I'm the greatest. I'm the best there is. Got another guy, got the same amount of mini court case wins, but he ain't got the big one. He's got a couple big ones. Who you think you'll have more? Who you'll trust
here's
more?
Here's the deal. I need you to name me the best basketball player of all time, the best football player of all time, the best baseball player of all time, and the best NASCAR driver of all time. Right now.
Michael Jordan.
Okay, doesn't have the most championships. He can't talk. Next.
But he has 6.
Go ahead. Next.
Tom Brady. He has 7.
Not the most. Go ahead.
Who has more Super Bowls than him?
There's somebody with 8, but go ahead.
But he has 7.
Go ahead. Next one.
Baseball? I have no fucking idea. I don't. It's hard to judge that. I have no idea. Greatest NASCAR driver of all time, Jimmy Johnson.
Yeah, but he doesn't have the most.
He's got 7. He's tied for the most.
He doesn't have the most, though.
But they have fucking most on more than one hand. Denny Hamlin's got 0 championships.
Okay, all right. Different way I come at you with this.
Hello.
Is Mark Martin one of the best NASCAR drivers of all time?
No.
Yes, he is.
Not one of the best.
He's top 20.
Top 25, yeah.
Denny Hamlin's better than him.
Yeah, he probably is. But he's not the best. Not top 10, not top 15.
If their careers ended today, who's a better race car driver? Who's got a better career? Denny Hamlin or Kyle Larson? If they ended today.
NASCAR or racing career?
NASCAR.
Denny Hamlin.
It's Denny Hamlin. Chase Elliott. Same thing.
But they're young.
Kevin Harvick.
Kevin Harvick.
I'd take Denny's career over Kevin's.
Harvick's got like 10 more wins in a championship.
Are you telling me Harvick has 60-something wins?
He's got 61.
There's no way.
I think he does.
Okay, if he does, then sure. I'll take Harvick. Kyle Busch.
61 wins and 2 championships.
Okay, Kyle Busch, sure. I'll take that. Brad Keselowski.
Denny Hamlin.
I take Denny as well.
That's a fair one because Brad and him are about the same age. But Brad doesn't do all this.
Yes, he does. He did.
He did. Not the past 5-6 years.
Fair. My point is,
and he ain't won a race since fucking April 2021.
There's several guys. Bobby Labonte is a good example. There's plenty of guys that have championships.
I'm not saying he's not going to be in the Hall of Fame.
But that's my point. There's plenty of guys.
He will.
There's plenty of guys that have championships that aren't some of the greatest race car drivers to ever live.
If you notice when I said, you talk about who's the greatest, all that, blah, 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 I named people that have multiple championships, not just one.
And that's why I changed the way I approached you.
And I'm not saying Denny thinks he's the greatest race car driver of all time.
Alan Kulwicki has a championship. He's got 5 wins.
Yeah. And I'm not saying championships are the main all why he's a villain.
But
if he had 1 championship, yes, he would probably still be a villain.
That's what I'm saying.
But you would have as many people, I don't think, not liking him.
He's one of the greatest NASCAR drivers to ever race a race car. He's got 3 Daytona 500s.
Well, Ryan Newman should have won one of them.
He's got 2 or 3. He's got 2 or 3 Southern 500s. He just won the Bristol Night Race.
Yeah, I'm not arguing with you.
I'm pretty sure he's won at least
I'm not saying
600.
He's not a bad race car driver.
Dude, he's one of the top 10. He's one of the top 10 race car drivers all
Absolutely
time.
not. Okay, you've lost your fucking mind. No. There's no way. Okay, you've lost me.
All right. So here's where the problem is, though, because guys like Red Farmer and Richard Petty and all these guys.
Richard Petty. That's a pretty damn big difference.
What I'm telling you is like all these guys that we look at as like the historical greats, and Red Farmer probably not one of the historical greats, but those guys from that era. Yeah, Richard Petty's got 200 wins and 7 championships, but he wouldn't have 200 wins or 7 championships if he raced right now. He wouldn't. He'd probably have one or two, and he'd probably have 40 or 50 wins. Denny Hamlin's got 50 wins.
Yeah.
He's one of the best drivers of all time.
I wouldn't say one of the best. I wouldn't go that far, but
he's a first ballot Hall of Famer. If his career
come out with him,
if his career ended today, he'd be in the Hall of Fame.
Yes, absolutely. I'm not like TJ Majors,
and he's still got 5 years left.
I'm not saying like I'm not going to be like TJ Majors and be like, we'll have to see when that time gets here.
So he
is a Hall of Famer.
So you can't tell me that people dislike him because he doesn't win, and he's not a winner.
I didn't say because he doesn't win. I say he doesn't win championships.
You and me both know the championship does not matter.
I know that, but other people that end of the year goal for every team is to win a championship.
I like what Eric Estep does. You need to start looking at Final Four.
I've said that.
I agree with you. You need to start looking at Final Four appearances.
But for you to have a goose egg in the championship column and to kind of be cocky as cocky as he is, that rubs people the wrong way.
Dan Marino.
I'm just saying I don't know 100%, but I'm guessing that's a part of why people don't like Denny Hamlin.
If it is, you're stupid. I'm telling you right now, if you look at Denny Hamlin and say, I don't like him because you're cocky and you've never won a championship, he's one of the greatest drivers of all time. He's one of the top 5 the past 20 years. Shut the fuck up if that's your reason.
Okay, so here's a little relative thing like that. You get mad at your teams and your players for the teams you root for, like the Broncos or the Gamecocks. They make a big play if they're losing, but they've had great games.
No.
But they never win a champion or never.
That's different.
How is that different?
Sports are different, man.
That's we've literally said we have a fucking title on this podcast saying it's a team sport.
Yes, but you can look at all right. So if you're going to compare race car drivers to football teams,
you try to do that with me talking about the damn championships.
If you're going to compare race car drivers to football teams, you've got to say the race car driver. You got to compare the race car driver with the quarterback, not the full team. Because the race car driver is the quarterback. The race car driver gets the blame and the praise when you win. Even though the team has everything to do with it, just like the driver does. The quarterback, the same. The team wins, it's the quarterback's done it. The team loses, the quarterback didn't do enough.
Yeah, but the left tire changer isn't helping him turn the wheel.
No, but he's putting the tire on right. The guy back at the shop that helped fucking set the car up before they brought it to the track. Bringing a good car to the track is just as important as having a good driver behind the wheel. And everybody knows that. So that's what I'm saying.
I won't argue with that.
The driver is the quarterback, okay? Quarterbacks get all the blame and all the praise. People consider Dan Marino to be one of the greatest quarterbacks of all time. Never won a championship. Denny Hamlin is one of the greatest drivers of all time. Just because he's never won a championship doesn't mean he's not.
But I feel like the more and more... Oh, good move, Bryce. Let's go. First down. But I will say now today, I feel like Dan Marino's kind of getting pushed further and further back.
He played 30 years ago, and people don't know about him. People didn't watch him.
I give you that.
But we can debate whether or not Denny Hamlin's one of the greatest drivers of all time. That's all opinion. But if you're a NASCAR fan out there and you dislike Denny Hamlin because he's too cocky, because he's not won a championship, you're dumb. You're just dumb.
That's a shit take.
You're just dumb. I'm telling you right now. It may be a shit take, but it's true. You're dumb. If you dislike somebody because they're too cocky when they have fucking 51 wins now, and they've been in the championship 5 times, and they've won races for the last 20 years, and they still have plenty of time to go to win more.
He didn't win 11. He didn't win in... he might have won 11.
He fucking broke his back week 2.
That was 13, but...
Whatever.
Okay.
But...
18, he didn't win a race. That was only...
He won 8 in 19.
So he made up for 18?
He won more races in 1 year than most people win in their career.
So I'm not saying he's not a good driver.
He is the best race car driver in NASCAR today. Right now.
That's a good debate.
He is.
It's a good debate.
He is in that perfect. He's
only got 3 wins this year, though. Is he the best?
No, everybody's only got 3 wins this year. Except
William Byron's got 5.
William Byron lucked into 2 of them. One of them.
2 of them?
Yeah, one of them it started raining. The other one, Watkins Glen. What happened to Watkins?
Nothing. He dominated the race.
No, he didn't.
Yes, he did.
The best car didn't fucking finish first.
Michael McDowell?
Yeah.
Well, that's because he blew up or something.
Yeah.
But he still was great.
So he okay.
You're talking about Darlington when Kyle Larson and Ross chain break each other.
There you go.
There you are. I'm saving your ass.
That's what I'm saying. Nobody.
Yes, he's the new villain.
Anymore.
I'm all here for it because I don't like him. And if you're a villain and I don't like it, it's just match made in heaven like Kyle Busch was back in the day.
This is what I'm telling you right now. If Brad Keselowski or Chris Buescher doesn't win the championship, I hope Denny does. So people will shut the fuck up. And I'm not a Denny fan, but people people hate. I was never a Denny fan until people started hating him for no reason.
And you got to go back to the, like you said, he's gotten into scuffles with very popular drivers like Larson or like Chase Elliott. People started not liking Denny Hamlin for the Martinsville incident when he said he checked up really early, and then he told Chase probably I don't know how much. Well, back in the day, I think you could have a lot of value in what Chase Elliott said. Nowadays, not a lot. Back in the day, Chase was like, yeah, he said he was getting pushed from behind. There wasn't I think Kyle Busch was 3rd. And Kyle Busch was a car length behind him. Denny told him he got pushed in the corner. So Denny, and that type of shit, like Denny lying, saying one thing and then meaning the other thing, that's what you gave shit about Chase Elliott for. That's why I gave shit about Chase Elliott for. That's where it started.
He doesn't do that anymore, but
Some people say the Pocono incident. It's just, he's around controversy. He's around controversy, and he's embracing it now. The way he talks, his intro at Bristol,
and that's what people want.
Yes,
and that's why I'm saying I don't. Why do you not like him? Because that's what you want. You want somebody to be interesting. He's interesting.
Because I said I'm glad he's a villain doesn't mean I have to like him.
Not you, but I'm just saying, people. This is what you want. You want somebody to go out here and tell you like it is. You want somebody to be out here and be aggressive. You don't want everybody to be fucking William Byron. That's why William Byron, nobody likes William Byron.
Hey.
Nobody dislikes William Byron
Scott
other
Davis.
than your dad. Nobody dislikes William Byron, but nobody... how many William Byron fans do you know other than Scott Davis? None. You never see any William Byron shirts at the racetrack.
I've seen a few.
You see just as many Chris Buescher or fucking Brad K shirts.
Now.
When we went to Atlanta, neither of one of them still had one, but Chris Buescher had not won a race when we went to Atlanta.
Yeah, but Brad
we saw more Chris Buescher shit than we saw William Byron. And he won 3 races at that point.
Brad Keselowski's got a championship. Just fucking
That's 11 years ago.
It was a long time.
But yeah.
I don't know what you said, but it sounded pretty damn good. That ESPN interview on Sports Center when drinking that Miller Lite.
Interview of all time.
What the hell, Bryce?
That's late hit.
God almighty.
I can't.
Yes, Denny's a new villain. Both agree. Can have different takes on why you think he's a villain, but he is the new villain in NASCAR. Let's move on.